All right. Welcome to Clarity Sessions with Bill Fauth, where we cut through the noise and bring you real, practical clarity on money, business, mindset, and everything in between. Now, if you're a mompreneur, a business owner, or someone who's just ready to take more control of your financial life, this is your space. No fluff, no overwhelm, just simple, powerful insights you can actually use. Because let's be real. When you got the right clarity, you make better decisions, and better decisions lead to a whole different life. And so let's get into it. Today's question is,
how can someone set a realistic financial goal for their business this year?
how do I set a realistic financial goal for my business this year? Wow, that's a great question. We have to answer this in a couple different levels. And I'm going to talk a little bit about metaphysical or spiritual or, question, or way of looking at it. So from a biblical perspective, we're told, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. So the idea is that, that's one way to look at it. We got to ask to get. So one of the things is, by setting a goal, we're asking, this is what I want to have happen. So another mental model I like to use is that of an ocean. The ocean of life is abundant. And let me talk about Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was a business philosopher. And he said that, the wind, the rain, the sun, the soil, and the seed is available to all of us. We all have the same resources available to us. So the question is, why do some people struggle, some people get by, and some people thrive? Because we all have the same resources available to us. And the mental model is, again, from the ocean of life is vast. It's huge. So some of us think to take a thimble, a little tiny thimble to the ocean of life, and that's what we walk away with, because that's what we asked for. The ocean of life isn't diminished because it gives us what we asked for. And some people think to take a bucket, a bigger bucket to the ocean of life. And they get a bucket's worth of abundance from the ocean of life. And the ocean of life isn't diminished because it's vast and it's unlimited. So other people think, well, why don't I bring a tub to the ocean of life? And they bring a tub to the ocean and they get filled. And they walk away with a tub to the ocean of life. And other people think about, well, why don't I take a tanker truck to the ocean of life? And they fill up a tanker truck. And the only reason they get a tanker truck full is because they thought to bring a tanker truck. And then we got people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump and all these other people. They think to bring a fleet of tanker trucks in the ocean of life. And then they walk away with that. So what's the difference between the guy who thinks to bring a thimble, the guy that thinks to bring a bucket, a tub, a tanker truck, or a fleet of tanker trucks? It's mindset. And so the issue is, how big are we thinking? How big is our dream? Is part of the answer to that question. And what kind of goal should I set? So I would set a big goal, or set a big intention that I want a lot, and expect the universe to provide it. Now, the universe is created at three times, or three ways. One is as an idea. Think of a house. A house is the physical structure. It doesn't start off as a house. It starts off as an idea in somebody's mind. And then the idea in somebody's mind gets written down in paper plans, in architectural drawings. And the architect takes those plans to a builder, and the builder then goes out and builds the actual physical structure. So it goes from an esoteric ether idea that has just energy into a physical structure. That's the creative process. That's how the universe is created. That's how our life is created. What we think about, we bring about. So the question is getting very intentional about what we're thinking about, and also getting the things that prevent us from thinking big, or preventing our sabotage or our imposter syndrome. Why can somebody take a fleet of tanker trucks and somebody else take a thimble? It's a mindset issue. So how do we expand our capacity to think big is one issue. So now back to the tactical and practical. What you also want to do is you want to look to the left and the right. What are other people doing in your industry, and how are they doing it? And my hesitancy is, as soon as I say a number, then that's going to set a limit. If I say, expect to have my $10,000 goal, and that's what you're going to get. If I expect to set $100,000 goal, then you're going to set your expectations at $100,000. If I set $1 million, then so the idea is that the question is, what do you want? I'll go back and answer this in another way. Is how much do you need? So typically, when someone is asking this question or starting a new business, it's because they're in a state of lack. They don't have enough. They want more. And they see a business as a way of providing that more. And so now they're starting from zero and they want to go to hero. So how much do I start? It's the stepping stone. We don't start at the top and work our way down. We start at the bottom and work our way up. So how much is enough and how big should I think? And here's where you want to look around and see what other people are doing, what's possible. And then, key into what they're doing, and then key into what they're doing well, and see what they're saying. So the other thing is that you can go into government statistics. Every business, there's a thing called the NIACS, called North American Industrial Classification System. The government knows exactly how many businesses there are, how profitable they are, how much revenue they generate, how much they make at different stages of their financial life cycle. And you can say, based on the kind of business that I'm in, this is what other people are doing, and this is what I can expect. So I can't give you a firm answer, but I can say, set your expectations high, and then start shining a light on what's possible. And then there's another whole workshop I can do around, if you need to make, say, the things that I find is in order to replace my day job income, I need to make $50,000, let's say. The thing is that there's 40 hours in a week, and then I want to have 20 hours of billable time. And I need $50,000. So if I take $50,000, and I want to work, say, 40 weeks a year, if I take $50,000 and I divide it by 40 weeks, I need to bring in $1,250 a week. So if I need to bring in $1,250 a week, and I'm working 20 hours a week, I need to bring in $62.50 an hour. So what can I do that's going to generate billable $62.50 an hour for 20 hours a week? And then see what other people are doing. And then you can scale from there. So this is where part of what we do as part of the Peak Maestro system is do the tax planning, the financial planning, and the goal setting as a business owner of what's realistic, or what do you need to do, and how much mental bandwidth, how much time do you have to devote to creating this. So the issue is, the main thing is to get intentional about what you want, and then use your imagination to make it happen. Neville Goddard, all the spiritual wisdom, traditions talk about, asking, seeking, and, believing. And also the other thing is, whatever you want more of, give it away. So if you want more money, give it away. If you want more love, give it away. You want more kisses, give them away. You want more hugs, give them away. When it comes to business, you want more money, give away more value.